Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling and You. I am Joe Grutt, the sexiest motherfucker on YouTube. Standing to my right, your left, maybe your right, who knows, Casey. I will bang everybody's mom, never call them back, maybe won't pay for the abortion. Strata, how are you doing today, Strata?
I'm doing great, Joe. I appreciate you bringing me out during inclement weather. Hurricane Irene is upon us right now, so I don't know when this will air, but it could be the last time you see us.
I'm literally looking out our soundstage window, and there is a monsoon occurring outside. I'm afraid that this might be like the Twister movie, and this roof may come off and we may get sucked up.
Well, Joe, the thing about Twisters is that they'll miss this house, miss the next house, and come right after you. However, though, if this now East Coast earthquake and now a hurricane, I'm really feeling for Japan because they have not even aired how Japan is doing since that devastation. That country may be underwater. I don't know.
Are they even around? I don't even know if Japan exists anymore. Have you even heard?
I don't know. My correspondent was Mr. Fuji. Can't say.
He just went missing. Fuji's gone MIA. Fuji is MIA. So today we're going to tackle two subjects from professional wrestling. One from the WWE and then one from TNA. More specifically, TNA, the Hardys. We'll get to them in a second. So,
is it the shocker? What does Matt do? Woo! Is it that one? Version 1, baby.
I think he's at version 10.0 now, but we'll get to the Hardys in a second. So WWE, still continuing with this, CM Punk, who is still the hottest thing in professional wrestling right now, was screwed out of the title at SummerSlam, correctly? SummerSlam by one big sexy Nash. How do you...
He wasn't screwed out of the title by Kevin Nash.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yeah. Well, I guess...
Well, yeah,
okay, yeah. Well, he was beat up, and then Alberto Del Rio cashed in his Money in the Bank. So we could say it was like a double team, like an Eiffel Tower.
So this led to what was, I thought, an awkward confrontation the next night on Raw with Kevin Nash, but then turned into something great between CM Punk and Kevin Nash. And then this past week, more of the same.
Is the Nash tour still sold out?
I'm pretty sure the Nash tour is never going to come back. It's done. That tour has sold out. It's been sold out. The tour went great, I heard. Bob Backlund made a few appearances. Black Bart Mulligan or some shit like that was there.
Blackjack Mulligan?
Blackjack Mulligan. So this is what we believe is, many believe, I think, is leading to ultimately is leading to a match between Kevin Nash, the big sexy, and CM Punk. Your thoughts?
Well, I think it is leading that way. If that excites my wrestling palate, absolutely fucking not. No.
Why is that?
Because every time I think about Kevin Nash, I think about when he beat Bob Backlund in 9 seconds. I think about the PCS, right? That was it, the PCS?
Yes, that's the PCS, Bob Backlund approved.
Yes. Think of all those great memories. Think about Scott Hall. And then when you say Kevin Nash in the ring, I think about him putting someone in the turnbuckle and then kneeing them for what seems like a fucking eternity. And that has scarred me mentally and physically.
Now, I am on the the opposite side of this. I believe because CM Punk is so great that this should be a one-match, one-time deal. They should not be wrestling on the live events. First off, Kevin Nash can't do it. His body isn't built for that. He can't make it. 2, like I said before, CM Punk literally can, I think, carry Kevin Nash to what should be a decent match. I'm not expecting a whole lot here. I've always been a fan of Kevin Nash, not so much in his later years in the total nonstop action, due to his fact that he's really lost his knees. It's quite apparent. His knees aren't what they used to be. When you're that tall and you're doing something that physical for so many years, not surprising, not a knock on Nash. But I do think that it could be fun. They've already had 2 semi-good arguments in the ring. Nash Jimmy jacked him in the face on the last Raw, which was quite entertaining to see. This John Laurinaitis line to Triple H, the coup of WWE. Where's that going? That's interesting. So it has potential. More people are going to shit on this, like Casey has, than are going to give it time to see what's going to happen. I don't necessarily know if they're going to wrestle at Night of Champions. What's their next big pay-per-view? Do you know? After Night of Champions?
I can't say. They change them almost every... Is it Survivor Series? No, Survivor Series is a little bit later in the year. That's around November. I don't know what's in between this and Survivor Series.
Oh, this is terrible. We run a wrestling show and we can't even decide what
they change it because Survivor Series used to be one year it was in August, and then that time where Edge and Undertaker was like in November. They changed it somewhere in the fall. They may not. Did they cancel Survivor Series actually?
No, it's still not.
What'd they cancel? They canceled something.
We actually talked about it. It's funny you bring up the Survivor Series. To jump on this, we're gonna. Well, I don't know what the next one is. I think it's gonna be. They're not doing Night of Champions. I think it's gonna be the next one or the next main one. I think they're leading up to a Click versus like an ROH deal where you're gonna get the King of Wrestling and I think maybe Cole Cabana and bring up Tyler Black versus Triple H, Kevin Nash. Can't be Six Pac.
That's really about the extent of your idea is great and then loses steam immediately once you name two people.
Well, Triple H can still go.
Well, yeah, but when you said the Click, I guess Shawn Michaels would have to be your third option.
Well, I guess we wouldn't have to see the Click because he's not coming back. I don't think he's going to break the whole thing where he's retired and everything. So I don't know who else you can get. That's a whole other topic. But anyways, that's what I think it's leading towards. Definitely going to get a singles match. That's it. You just need one. Just one singles match. Let them build it up, which they've already started doing, which is good. There's definitely some heat between an older guy, like, you should respect me. I'm the reason why you... And then CM Punk immediately goes, hey, you totally ruined a company.
That's absolutely true. I kind of feel like they're treading water where TNA has already been. With the main event Mafia and things of that nature. You know, I feel like we've been there, done that already.
Well, here's where I'm going to debunk you. There's no Scott Steiner. There's no Sting. There's no Kurt Angle. So we don't we don't have to worry about anything of the terrible nature of the main event Mafia. I do see where you're going. I don't think Kevin Nash has a very long lifespan in the WWE. He signed his Legends contract. It was quite apparent he came at Royal Rumble. You never saw him again, and now, okay, CM Punk is hot. What can we do till it would be kind of good? I think it's good. I think it's good. We're gonna see what happens. Not sure what's gonna happen. I don't know. I'm not gonna set my bar high.
Yeah, I'll like you said, I'm not gonna set my bar high, and I'll wait to see what happens. I just think it's really, really odd. Like you said, we didn't see Kevin Nash for like 8 months, right? And it's like, who are we going to get CM Punk to work with? Fucking Kevin Nash. Let me get a big, sexy Diesel, Big Daddy Cool up in here to go against the best in the world. It's just a little bit of a stretch for me.
What about a possible tie-in with Stephanie McMahon? Do you think that's a good way to tie them in? Like, oh, we'll get Stephanie McMahon obviously can't get in the ring and wrestle CM Punk, right. So who can we get that could be tied in with Stephanie but still get to CM Punk?
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, I think someone is going to step into that, like, evil boss Vince McMahon role. If it's John Laurinaitis, if it's Triple H, if it's Stephanie, someone is going to find that role because you have to have an evil boss. That's what they're really setting up because CM Punk is the guy, kind of like Steve Austin, where it's like, listen, when I grab the mic, I want it to be a pipe bomb. I want to say what's on my mind. I want to cut you down and be the best in the world. That's where I think it's going. And if Kevin Nash is a stepping stone to that point, then I'm willing to watch.
And Kevin Nash is a good stepping stone because Kevin Nash, reports were they tried to have him do a scripted deal the first time, and he said, you know what? I'm not doing this bullshit. You're not going to give me a script. I'm going to come off the line. We're going to do this. So if they allow him to do that and him and CM Punk, I think it's a great way, first off, for CM Punk, who is already fantastic on the mic, to work with somebody who has the ability to go tit for tat with him on the microphone. So it's interesting. It's going to be a fun time. We'll see what happens. One match, please, no more. So let's move on. Should we move on to our next topic? TNA, more specifically, the Hardys. I'm going to start this off very seriously. Matt Hardy released a video talking about entities and saving a school bus full of kids, and there was a wrecked house. He, was in trouble with the law. Obviously, some very serious things happening there. I'm not totally sure I believe everything. I think he may have got arrested and then was like, oh, I can build off this. But if it is true, he needs to get help. First off, I mean, seriously, being all honest, if he's seriously drugs or something, he needs to get help.
Are you talking about the Ghostbusters?
See? Trying to be serious here for 2 seconds, Casey. Tom Bojack is really... You better watch out, dude.
That is a topic for another discussion. We're talking about Matt Hardy. However, both severely overweight.
Anyways, Matt, get some help. Back onto TNA now. Jeff, it is reported, has made his debut or is back with the company on this Thursday, the tapings or whatever. My theory on this is I made a bold prediction when the show started, Casey. Do you remember what that prediction was?
That you were never going to do a Jim Ross.
Okay, see, I pulled it right away because I knew this guy Let me tell you something. You're gonna get a chop. It's coming. I'm gonna chop you so hard.
You did say that you never wanted to do a Jim Ross impression just because you're the fat guy. However, you did do a Jim Ross impression.
I thought it was pretty good.
It was pretty good. Your original call was that within 5 years, total nonstop action will not exist. And technically, you're correct because what we have is Impact Wrestling now. So you might be halfway there.
I believe that my prediction is going to come true. We are now going to be November will be our 3rd year on the YouTube. So I'm only 2 years away. And things could not be going better for me. Let's see what's happened. At one point, TNA on all. Excuse me, I need to just step out of shot for a second. Whoop. Back in. Okay. I had to open the TV or the screen there so I could see our timer. Anyways, let's see what happened. TNA at one point had. Stop playing with that later. You're gonna burn the soundstage down. At one point, TNA had the best X division. Yes or no?
Absolutely best X division ever.
AKA cruiserweights. Best tag team division.
Well, except for WCW. But absolutely, tag team division in WWE has been shit since like 1995.
Best women's division at one point.
I mean, come on. Except for that time Mickey James grabbed Trisha's snatch, nothing compares to the Knockouts.
And you know what happened to all those divisions, Casey? They all went to shit. You had the X division. Oh, the X division's great. And let's fuck it. Throw it to the side. We're gonna build up the tag team division. Ooh, we got Beer Money. This awesome tag team division. Fuck it.
LAX is a great tag team. Remember those guys?
You know, I'm gonna wrap this into. They fire LAX, and what do? They bring in another Mexican guy to team up with Hernandez, and they make him LAX again.
Did that happen?
I'm pretty sure he's tagged up with. He's like we got Rosita and Sarita, and like there's a whole.
I don't even know. It's been a while since I've actually watched. Essentially, Joe, what you're saying is that TNA had a good product for a little bit, or a product. I won't say good. I'll say good. Had a good product.
I wouldn't even go as great.
It was something you were proud of. You enjoyed watching as a wrestling fan, and then things started to change.
It's the downward spiral effect. We were talking about this before we started taping, and it was we don't understand how the company. Now Matt deserves everything is happening to him. I'm not necessarily saying that he should have been fired. Maybe an indefinite suspension, like Casey had suggested before we started taping. The man is definitely going through things. Why he tasered his girlfriend, and now he's like freaking out. The man needs help. On the coin, you fire him, but on the other coin, his brother, who at a major pay-per-view event showed up drunk as a skunk, couldn't wrestle a match, and yet this man still has a job. This is my personal opinion on the Hardys. Fuck the Hardys. They do not deserve... They are the cancer of professional wrestling. More specifically, Jeff, because I feel like when Jeff was really fucking up, who was there to help Jeff Hardy? Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy was always the buffer. He would always come out, version 18,000.0. He would always come out and try to defend Jeff with everything he had, as a brother should, because I know I would do it for my brother, and which he did. So Jeff should be thanking Matt. He should be kissing the ground Matt walks on. Jeff Hardy is the biggest piece of shit, as Casey has said, in professional wrestling today. And it's a shame because so many girls and kids love him, and he just does not fucking get it. Let's hope he understands now. I doubt he does because you can't you can't switch something that doesn't want to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, Jeff Hardy. You don't deserve a fucking spot. You're a piece of shit. You need to go find some other shit. Definitely not an artist. Definitely stay away from fire because you'll burn your own fucking house down. That's quite apparent. Stop doing fucking drugs. Start treating wrestling better because you fucking owe it to us. You piece of shit. Fucking hate Jeff Hardy.
I'm just gonna say this. I've talked about Jeff Hardy in the past. You've summed up a lot. Matt Hardy did not. I mean, I understand he had some issues with TNA management, and we don't know all the story. We don't work there. But how many DUIs has my Olympic hero Kurt Angle had? Like fucking 10 in the last 2 years. It's really hypocritical just to kick this dude out to the curb and not try and help him. I was giving Joe the example of when you do business courses and you take an ethics class, you have to imagine your decisions, your business choices showing up on the front page of a newspaper the next morning. And kicking out mentally disturbed pro wrestler instead of helping him to find rehab doesn't look very good. Maybe they offered that choice. We really don't know. All I know is I loved Matt Fax. Thus, I'm willing to give Matt Hardy the benefit of the doubt.
I'm glad you brought that back up because I am also a fan of Matt Fax, and I have now changed my opinion on Matt Hardy. I am willing to give this guy a second chance just based on Matt Fax alone. BTW, Matt Hardy likes it a cool 75 degrees at all times. So that's our personal opinion. TNA is really in the shits. I mean, we had at least a good half an hour conversation off camera about the problems with TNA, and Dixie Carter shouldn't be running that fucking company. That's a whole other story. They have some major fucking problems, aka Crimson, signing guys, just a whole bunch of shit. They need to get their stuff together.
Let me just say this, all right? TNA, it's a lot like hot garbage. It's not going to improve, and you can only do one thing with it. But here's the thing, TNA, or Impact Wrestling, I guess I should say Impact Wrestling. Dixie, seriously, we live in Orlando. If you want to pay me hourly, if you want to pay a salary, we're willing to come aboard. We're willing to come aboard because there was once a time when I was a starry-eyed young lad and I saw the X Division and I saw great tag team matches with Ultimate X and I saw primetime Elix Skipper and I saw Sting return, and it was amazing. It touched me as a wrestling fan and as a human being. And those are memories that I'm never going to forget, going to Destination X, going to Bound for Glory, going to Hardcore Justice when we went not too long ago. Dixie Carter, we're offering services to you. We can help. All right? Let us help you.
That was good. I wasn't expecting that, but we are available at all times. I will quit school. I will literally quit going to school to help your company out. The only thing I request is complete. We request complete creative control. That's all we want.
Paul Heyman couldn't get that. I wouldn't ask for complete creative control, but you're gonna need to work with us. We're gonna want to integrate. We're gonna want to see, where we can fix things. We're gonna want to use a 9-step plan. I've still got my business books. We're gonna look at it, and they use a Russian bubble map in some places. We're gonna do a lot of that. We're pros. We can do it. We can fix it. We got a bald friend that can help us out. We know a lot of things.
Yeah, we do.
He doesn't watch our show, so it doesn't matter. No. But help us to help you.
So hopefully that message gets to Dixie Carter. I still want complete creative control. Or at least, can I have firing ability? Can I fire people? I think that's one thing I should be able to get, right? So okay, that's our rant on Jeff and Matt and Nash, and we just covered a lot of things there. Next video. What do you think? Why don't you tell the kids what we're going to talk about since your expertise?
Well, we discussed talking about mixed martial arts, and our next video is going to be a sports video. Joey said he was going to talk about sports in general, but we're kind of going to fuse a little bit because the UFC made a major announcement recently, so we're going to be talking about the UFC on Fox. So stay tuned for that. Unless there's anything else, want me to wrap it up?
Wrap it up.
All right, excellent.
Wrap that shit up.
Here's the thing. It's been how many weeks since our last video?
Probably 2.
2 weeks since our last video. No word from Tom Bojack. Want to know why? He's at home washing his tights. Where am I? Performing, giving the people what they want. Tom Bojack is so afraid. So afraid, Joe Grutt, of what I can become. Do you understand what I mean? Like, I'm training so diligently. That's where I was before I came over. I came from physical therapy. And I want to make a key note that no one asked me in the comments how my PT was going or the severity of my condition. And you know what? I wouldn't expect any more from these people because they just give and they just want it. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. It's like a buffet where you don't have to get up. It's just like you write down your order of, I want porks in a blanket. Derp. I don't want your friendship, people. I know you're just gonna write Strata sucks, blurb blurb blurb. But you know what, Joey? When I get out there and eventually Tom Bojack sacks up and decides, hey, I'm going to wrestle at the Platte State Fair, Casey Strata, 2011, they're going to chant, Casey Strata sucks. Strata sucks. Let's go, Bojack. Strata sucks. Let's go, Bojack. I'm going to hear it. But once that match starts going, Joe, once they see why I'm the best on the internet, they're going to love me. It doesn't matter what I do. I make fun of Ron Block, talk about President Obama, talk about how Tom Bojack severely over 200 pounds. It doesn't matter. You can hate me, but you all respect me. And Joey, to be honest, when you're the toughest piece of work in YouTube to date, respect is earned, and I earn it.
We'll see you guys next week with our thoughts on the UFC moving to Fox. Have a good day.